The time is now to architect a life of excellence. What will we do? Who will we become? We decide today. This is Learn, Do, Become Radio with April and Eric Perry. Let's move onward and upward together.
Hello and welcome to Learn, Do, Become Radio. I'm April Perry here with my husband Eric.
Hello everybody, we are so glad we get to talk with you today.
And our topic for today is how to get your projects past the finish line. Are you so excited to talk about projects?
I cannot wait. I am so excited.
Well, Eric always says, April, does the whole world think in terms of projects or is it just you?
No, I tell you, the whole world doesn't think in terms of projects. It's like you and a few other people like, let's get all of our projects figured out. Like people are like, I have all these projects.
All right, well, the definition of a project is just a multi-step task. So when you write something on your to-do list and you can't just do it, get it done in one step.
I think most people refer to them as things.
Things.
I have a whole bunch of things I need to get done. Things. Not projects past the finish line. But we're going to talk about projects or things
We're
today.
making it a little more official because we know how it feels to get a lot of things started. But there are often tons of unfinished projects all over the house. I remember a friend of ours gave us this awesome fabric to make a homemade teepee.
Have we made that teepee yet?
She started it, and then her kids grew up, and she didn't need it, so she gave it to me because my kids were little. And then my kids grew up, and...
Anybody need some fabric for a teepee, let us know.
I had great intentions, but I never made it.
We don't have that anymore, do we?
No, we don't, but it was fun
Well, at
to
least
think
we're not
about.
storing stuff away saying, someday I'll get there.
Right, and so... Another example is just a baby book. I started a baby book for Aaliyah.
For the first child.
16 years ago. I did maybe 2 pages. Then I actually got a baby book as a gift for Spencer. I filled it in. Actually, I had Aaliyah fill it in. She was 7. I said, here, Aaliyah.
And we're doing a podcast on how to get your projects past the finish line?
Well, so actually we're going to be talking about some of these projects that don't get done and never get done because we can't do everything, right?
And maybe some are really not that important to us or not an essential.
Exactly. So today we're just going to talk about 7 reasons that your projects may not be getting done. And we're just talking about our own projects too, because this is something that's just, I think it's symptomatic of being human, that we have a lot of things we want to do and we just can't do them all. So, okay, reason number 1 is I don't even want to do this. Okay? There are a lot of projects that we maybe don't even want to do. They're on our list. Like, I really didn't have a desire to make a TP. It was just a gift, and I thought it'd be fun for the kids.
Yeah, but in this category, there's 2 things, right? I don't want to do this because it's really not that important or important to me.
Right.
But there's also that I don't want to do this, but I'm going to have to because it's required, like taxes or other things. Like, there are a lot of things or projects that we don't want to do that they're going to have to get done. So we need to figure out how to do them well.
Right, and I think that it's funny when you say you just have to put on your big girl pants or put on your big boy pants and just go make something happen.
Are you paraphrasing me?
Isn't that what you say?
Yes.
All right, so yes, if it's something like taxes or it's something like mowing the lawn.
But it's more fun when you say it more emphatically. Put on your big boy pants and go get it done. Put on those big girl pants and run over and knock that out of the park.
All right, but if it's not something that has to be done, like a baby book or like a teepee, then that's where we talk about the principles of essentialism and talk about how we can say no to some things. We don't have to keep everything on our list. All right. So in that case, if it's something that you either are going to delegate or you're just going to drop it, you're not going to do it, using the trash bin or recycle bin or giving away those resources, or just putting it into like an incubation folder. You can incubate ideas. I think that was one of my favorite things I learned from David Allen is that if there's an idea that you're not ready to move on right away, but you don't want to just completely dismiss it, you can put it into a file folder called incubation.
And periodically revisit it, and if it ever becomes important enough to do, you do.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, you can keep it there, or you can eventually say, I'm throwing this away. I don't need to worry about it.
Yeah, that made me happy. All right, reason number 2. This project is taking way too long, and I'm losing motivation. Does this ever happen to you, dear?
No.
Okay, so some things, though, that we think of as projects, for example, when I talk to people about which projects they're working on, sometimes we get projects like finishing a degree or writing a book that isn't something that they're being paid to do and they have a deadline. It's just, hey, I want to write this fiction book, or I just finished a book for my mom. raising kids or losing weight, and people will write lose weight on their task list, right? And so sometimes when we have these really, really long projects that don't get done and then we lose motivation, I think it's helpful not to think of them as projects. Actually, Eric and I had this whole conversation in the car the other day, thinking of them more as goals and then just establishing routines that will help
goals
you get
or
there.
outcomes, right? Because, I mean, raising kids or losing weight or maintaining a healthy weight isn't a project. It's not a thing. It's an outcome. It's a goal. So I think if you build a couple of routine type aspects or routine elements, it's going to help you be able to move toward it or get it accomplished much more easily than putting it on a project list.
Right. And so if one of our project in quotes, is building a strong marriage, one of our routines might be going on a date every Friday night. So we're able to go have fun together and build a relationship, fall in love again.
Again?
Over and over.
Are you not in love?
I am in love, but kind of keep falling in love.
Keep the romance strong, vibrant, and passionate.
Ooh.
But fall in love again makes it sound like we got things that we're not in love about.
Okay.
That makes me sad.
I'm sorry. I am in love with you, dear.
Oh, I guess we'll find out.
All right. So that idea of just transitioning the word project into just routines. Hey, I'm going to go walking every day. I'm going to eat my vegetables every day. I'm going to work on my book once a month for a few hours. Whatever it's going to be, that's a routine. I think that helps take the pressure off so you don't feel like, oh, I have this big, huge project. As soon as you can transition into routines, I think it makes you feel a lot more excited. All right, number 3. You want to take this one?
Reason 3. I can't get 15 big projects done at the same time.
All right, so
What
honestly,
you meant by that is you just wanted me to read that line, and then you were going to jump in and
Oh,
go,
did you want to say something
no,
else?
but I just think it's funny how you're like, I'm going to let you feel important on this podcast. Go ahead.
Do you feel important?
I do.
Okay.
Thank you.
So Eric and I honestly work with thousands of people every month at Learn, Do, Become. And we are teaching classes about project planning and how to make it happen, how to get organized. And honestly, when we were talking to people about how many projects they have on their list, it's usually way more than 15, right?
Yeah, when we first meet people and on the webinars or classes that we do, we try to help people get to a point where they're looking at maybe 7 to 8. But that's completely subjective. I like people who say, that feels like a bit much to me still.
Yeah.
It's all about what works for you. I love when people roll it back to 5 or 6 or 3 or 4. Whatever's going to help you get the traction you need to move your things, your projects forward, start there. And what I think you're going to find is that your capacity, your abilities are going to expand and increase to the point where you can handle a few more projects. I would never tell anybody to go out and get to 15 or 20 or 30. I just think that becomes overwhelming if you're really focusing on meaningful, sizable projects that you really make a difference in your life. But yeah, if you start at 15 or 20, you're going to probably end up falling in the mud more often than running across the finish line.
And I think as I look back on my life, like 2 weeks ago, whenever I start feeling stressed out, it's usually because I'm trying to do 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, like tons of projects all at the same time, because I keep thinking, oh, I can do that. And I just keep bringing more and more onto my list. So as soon as I streamline and maybe put them into a next in line list or a someday list or a waiting list, so I can delegate and get things off my plate, honestly, I breathe better when my list is shorter.
That's all part of the side conversation. It's what person you're dealing with. Which person is dealing with that list?
You mean the version of me?
I'm not going to say anything more.
So, we have to explain that a little bit.
Maybe
So there was one day, because I have different hormones that go on at different times of the month. I think most women do. And Eric has his grumpy days. So
I've never been grumpy in my life.
But it was funny because one day I said to Eric, I think I'm going to write an article called The 3 Versions of April. And I think he was taking a drink of water at the time, but he literally started just like laughing so hard. And I thought, did you like that title? Is that pretty funny? And he said, is that all you think there are? 3 versions of you? It's like, there are way more than 3.
You cannot prove that I said that, ever.
How many versions of me are there, dear?
Really? That's a question you're trying to ask on... Yeah. So I only bring that up because I think it's important for anybody, female or male, that you realize, and I've seen April do this, like on the days when she's really, really energetic and up and things are great, she'll get excited about the things she wants to do. And when I see her pass the natural limit of maybe 7 or 8 or even 10 projects, she's like, no, we can totally do this. and I see it cross that line, I see the numbers get bigger. I'm like, when a different person shows up, it's gonna be completely daunting and overwhelming.
True.
But I think that's not. I'm not bringing it out just to showcase you. I think it's all people, right?
Yeah.
On our good days, we tend to think that we're going to be able to knock it all out of the park, and then we just need to remember we're going to have some rough days. And so, if you can prepare yourself not to be downcast about the fact that I'm not good enough, I can't get this done, I'm failing. You just say, okay, that's kind of something else talking for a couple days, and usually we'll come out of that. But I think it's important for all people to kind of realize we have these up and down days. So not to get too overzealous, because it'll overwhelm us. And I think it's kind of the same analogy of our eyes are bigger than our stomachs.
Yeah.
Right? We order up all this food, but we realize I can't do that. So just keep it moderate.
And I think there's a lot to be said for moving at a sustainable pace, being patient with yourself, slowing down, and doing really great quality work that you can do regardless of which version of you is doing it.
I don't know what you're talking about, versions of you.
You're so
That's
funny.
so completely foreign to me.
All right, reason number 4.
Do you want me to read that one too?
Yeah, why don't you
Reason
read it?
4, I'm stuck.
Keep going.
I have no idea what this one is. Go ahead, you tell them.
Okay. So maybe if you're working on some projects, the reason why they're sitting out in the garage or in the corner of your bedroom is because you don't know the next step. That's actually why I never did anything with the teepee, because I had no clue how to make it. I knew that it was kind of cut and it was sewn and it looked really cute, but I had no clue how to take a whole bunch of fabric and make it into a teepee. It stressed me out. So I just stopped. That's where it just completely stopped. And just another little example, I somehow put 60 eggshells down the garbage disposal.
Are you unsure
few
how you
months
did
ago.
it? Or
Well,
you're just trying to pretend like you weren't responsible
I'm just
for
totally embarrassed I did it. So what happened is that I froze 60 eggs, and then I realized that I needed to take the shells off of them, and I didn't know how to cook the egg. Anyway, I will never do that again. I guess you're not supposed to freeze them with the shells on. You're supposed to freeze them in a bag once you've cracked them.
So the whole pre-shell thing is pretty ridiculous, but
Okay.
then the shells is also fun.
So I've got these 60 frozen eggs, and I found that I could kind of run them under warm water and just slip the shell right off. And I thought, I'll just put these down the garbage disposal. So I put 60 eggshells down, and then the sink started getting totally clogged. And Eric said, okay, that's all you. You're gonna fix it.
Did you realize it was the
So-
shells clogging it at first, or you just think something like our disposal was broken?
Well, I realized pretty quick I must have put maybe too many eggshells down there. So
when you grind up that many shells, it's like sand going down your disposal.
right. So then I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to fix the garbage disposal. But now let's say Eric.
Did you feel stuck?
I did. I felt stuck. I'm like, what am I going to do? I've got all these eggshells down there. So this is where we need to identify just our next action, whether it's that TP or whether it's 60 eggshells. What is the very next action? So in the eggshell situation, do I go on the computer, go on YouTube? What do you do if you put eggshells down the garbage disposal? I bet there's a video for that. Or should I call a friend or a plumber, or just keep fiddling with it, or maybe go to Home Depot and get a brand new garbage disposal that I couldn't put in anyway. So anyway, what I did...
That was really one of your possible considered solutions.
No, I thought I'd ruined
I think I'll
it.
just drop money on a new disposal.
Well, I had no idea what to do. So what I said was, Eric, can you please help me? And you were so nice. Eric totally took apart the pipes and showed me how the eggshells had compressed themselves like sand and were completely blocking up
In a
the
lot of
whole
areas
thing.
of that whole tubery.
It was awful.
That was
We
fun.
made the biggest mess. I've never put another eggshell down the garbage
Well, I'll
disposal.
still put a few
will
down, but I
say.
won't put 60 down.
Okay, okay. So just
I've
learn
learned like
from my
59 is the limit. I'm not getting back into the 60 zone. Mm-mm.
So embarrassed I did that. Okay, so if you're stuck, find that next action, boil it down. What is that one thing you can do? Whether it's call a friend, do something about it for 10 minutes, ask a neighbor, run an errand, whatever that is. Okay.
Reason number 5. I can't find all the papers, details, materials, etc. that I need in order to do the project.
Okay, this is a really common problem that a lot of times when we do have 15 minutes pop up or an hour pop up and we think, okay, now is the perfect time. I'm going to go ahead and work on that project. And then you have random binders or manuals or pieces of paper or tools, and they're scattered all over the house and they're buried in piles. And by the time you go find everything, you don't have any time to work on the project anymore. So instead, what you do, and this is an idea that I learned from David Allen in Getting Things Done, is having some sort of project support materials. So I use cubbies. I got them at Michael's. They're little white cubbies. They work really well, and I have them categorized. So if I'm working on a lesson, or I'm working on writing a book, or I'm doing some journaling or something like that, I have cubbies for all of those things. Or if they're really big supplies, let's say you're scrapbooking, or you're doing woodwork, or you're building something.
You're building a teepee.
You're building a teepee. Then that might be out in the garage, or let's keep everything in one spot so that when you have time to work on the project, you can just go grab that bin or grab that folder or something like that. Okay?
Those are good ideas.
It is a good idea because it's revolutionized my life. And we even had someone in our Step Mastery Facebook group the other day who said, and Step Mastery is our program. We teach people how to get organized and how to build your system. And she was saying, I love my project folders. I have all these different projects set up. And she identified each one and showed how she was doing it. And I was so impressed. It was awesome.
Absolutely. So reason number 6, we get stuck on projects or we don't get our projects across the finish line. Number 6, I did finish the project, but it didn't turn out as planned.
So
I'm a failure.
Sometimes
To quote Homer Simpson,
that.
you tried and you failed miserably. The lesson is never try.
Well, I'm sure that other people who are in our community can understand how it feels when you finally do finish a project and then you feel like, oh, that wasn't as awesome as I thought it was going to be. You know, those Pinterest fails we see online, or even let's say you were starting a new business, or you're, trying a new recipe, or you're attempting to do something that's outside your comfort zone and it's going to help you stretch and grow, and then you fail. So then what? Well,
never try.
No, stop. So this is actually something that I feel like we finally discovered. Maybe you knew it all along. I feel like I finally discovered it. If you do not currently have the results that you are working toward, then the project just isn't finished yet.
If that result or finishing the project that way is important to you.
If it's important to you and if it's possible.
Right, if it's possible.
Right?
If you're looking at like trying to leap tall buildings in a single bound, not
Don't
so
worry
much
about
I
that.
would devote time to leg building exercises. But I think it's important, right? It's something that's important to you and it's possible. Because I think if it doesn't come out the way you want, you're like, you know what? I tried, and I think we have to be honest with ourselves and not feel like we failed and just say, I think that's not the direction I really want to go. Because you might learn something, you might see a different end objective or a new approach to something you want in your life. And you realize that isn't it, right? We go down the wrong road a little ways, we fall short or fail, we feel like we fail, and it helps redirect us to something we actually want different. So it's being self-aware and introspective enough to realize maybe that wasn't a failure after all.
Yeah, and recognizing that you don't need to get down on yourself if you don't get everything right the first time. I mean, Eric and I were just talking about this the other day. I'm reading that book, The Upside of Stress. That's awesome. Totally recommend it. And one of the things that I recognized as I was listening to the audiobook and came home and talked with Eric about it, and kind of got a little emotional as I was listening to it, because I realized that one of my beliefs has been, if I work really hard on a project and I don't get the results that I want, then it just means that I'm lacking or I'm failing or I'm not good enough. That's like this belief that I had. And I think instead of feeling that way, if you felt that way before, just thinking it's all about developing, this grit or this ability to just keep going, keep learning, keep trying new things, not just giving up when it gets hard. And that's what we believe at Learn, Do, Become. Like, we're action takers. We're goal-oriented. We're okay if we fail, but we're going to keep trying.
Like the phrase out there is fail forward, right? I mean, we
like
just
that.
fail into a different path, a different effort, into success. So
Yeah.
you're not always going to win and hit everything the way you want every time. So, reassess and keep going.
Yeah. Okay. Number 7.
You want me to read number 7.
Well, you're so
the
good at
listening
them.
audience wants me to read number 7. So reason number 7, we don't get projects across the finish line. I'm discouraged about my whole life, and I don't want to do any more projects.
I know it sounds kind of like
Extreme?
a little bit, but this is what people are often saying inside their heads when they're just feeling tired, right? We speak with so many people and work with so many people who are talented and amazing and have incredible skills and abilities, but they're just discouraged because maybe they've been hit with a lot of hard things all at once. Maybe there's hard things going on in their family or in their marriage, or maybe financially they had some setbacks, or maybe all the appliances broke, or, maybe they lost a parent. I mean, there's just so many things going on in everybody's life. And when you have a whole series of challenges that hit you all at the same time, sometimes you just think, I'm just discouraged, or I lose hope, right? And so one of the reasons why we really wanted to record this podcast is we want you to be able to feel hopeful and feel excited and seeing that even if you're not seeing improvements happening right now, or you've been working really hard, you're exhausted, you're not getting results, you're not alone if you feel that way. But now is the time that we want to build this momentum.
Right. Well, we talk about in the class that we teach, and I think April's mentioned it here in the notes, the show notes, but it's really about even just getting a positive start in the right direction. It's figuring out one place or one win that you can achieve. So maybe pick one project, simple as it may be, and get it done. Get it figured out and across the finish line. And you're going to be impressed with how good you feel, the endorphin, kind of the adrenaline rush that happens there. And you realize, I can do this. I've figured out how to identify a project, break it down into its component parts, its next actions, and I could just systematically and simply work through those next actions, and I achieve one of the projects. Okay, so here's a couple more I want to work on, and all of a sudden, we talk about it kind of being the catalyst, or that lead domino that starts knocking down the other ones, and all of a sudden you've got momentum, you've got velocity, and that flywheel is just turning for you. So yeah, we want to try to help anybody who's listening to this, if you're feeling stuck or not able to get things across the line for any of these 7 reasons, to help show you a couple very simple principles that will actually help you start, even in a small, simple way, to start moving your life and your projects, your things forward in the way you want.
And I think that's one of the things that excites us the most, is being able to watch other people starting to build that momentum. I mean, I get so excited.
Well, there are other things that excite me more. Like we're getting a puppy someday soon. That excites me to no end. Like I cannot wait for the puppy.
I'm excited for the puppy
I totally
too.
threw you a curveball, didn't I?
We're trying to keep this very appropriate.
It is.
Here.
Puppies are very appropriate.
They are. Okay, so
Good luck recovering on this one.
Thank you. Actually, I wanted you to explain the concept of a flywheel. Could you talk about that a little bit more? Because I didn't know what a flywheel was.
I will tell you what there is not. There is not a lot of great videos on YouTube of a functioning flywheel out there.
So if anyone has a functioning flywheel,
if you can see, if you go in your backyard, video it and explain its processes, because that's going to be a great video on YouTube.
So what's the purpose of a flywheel? Who creates them and why do they use
them? A flywheel allows you to use, and I'm going to totally not thank you for
You're not a physics
I'm
specialist?
not a physics, engineer, scientist, specialist. But it's interesting because you're capturing momentum and weight distribution, and that weight moving in a circular fashion to use its own momentum.
So it generates energy.
It is. It's not a perpetual motion machine, but it allows you to get a lot more power, energy, and torque out of this flywheel. And that's as much.
And when it starts, though, it'll just go back and forth like a swing, right? Oh, I thought you were finished now. I didn't think you explained it well enough.
Did I hear you just say you didn't think I explained it?
Well, I thought that you just thought that was done.
You asked what's the purpose of it,
okay.
And then I'm wow.
Will you tell me the specifics?
Why don't you just go after it?
No, I don't know the specifics.
Have you watched the videos that are on YouTube? Do you want to explain those?
Well, I watched one of them. I saw it how it starts like a swing,
Did
and
you
it
see
just
the
kind of
old
goes
steam
back
engine
and
one?
forth.
Like
it
a
was a
super
while ago.
huge kind of steam engine at like a railroad show. Is it the one you saw?
I don't know. Why don't you explain it?
I don't know. Do you want me to explain it?
Yes.
Boy, this is painful listening, audience. Wow. Okay. Sorry, not to waste your time, but the flywheel is awesome because it's this wheel that it's a weight at the bottom, and then it's all metal for the most part all the way around, but it's more heavily weighted at the bottom. And this machine will they'll swing it back and forth, and just like pushing a child on a swing, if we could push the child a little bit more and a little bit more, all of a sudden. That's probably a bad analogy.
Your child goes all the way around the swing set. But if that child
is well strapped in and the chain is fixed and not flexible, that kid's getting a good ride. He's going to have some fun. So this metal wheel, once that weight gets to a point where it's actually near the top, if it crosses over that, it will actually start spinning with a very little applied energy to it. And so it can actually keep rotating and keep, producing that. And again, like I said, I'm not explaining it completely, like all the scientific details.
I wish you could see Eric's gestures while he was doing this.
I love the concept because you can use the powers of nature, physics, gravity, momentum to benefit you, right?
Yeah.
And so it's this idea of getting the flywheel spinning So without much more incremental effort, project 2 happens. And then project 3 happens with even less effort. And project 4, and all of a sudden you're in this steady state where the momentum is almost helping carry you as you go forward with those 7 or 8 projects. And it might become 8 to 10 projects in a month. You might, again, start small at 2 or 3, and that shouldn't feel like you're diminished or you're less. Start where you're comfortable. Start where you can succeed. But you'll notice little by little, you'll get that momentum behind you that's actually going to produce the results you want. And then you just keep adding a little bit of energy, each day, each week to it. And you're going to see the things that you care about go forward.
Well, and I think everyone has had some experience seeing momentum build in their own lives. Whether it's learning to play the piano. I mean, when you first start, you're just learning basic keys and learning very simple songs. And then as you start learning more and more and more, pretty soon it's not a big deal anymore. Or riding a bike or reading. I mean, anything that we're learning how to do, we continue to gain momentum the more we learn. But I think when it's building something, whether it's a business or a functional family or a strong marriage, as you start creating these great habits and moving forward bit by bit by bit, all of a sudden it seems almost effortless. I mean, when you watch people who seem like, they're just effortless at how they interact with others or their leadership abilities or their skills or their athletic, abilities. You watch people and it seems so effortless, but really it never started that way for anyone.
Right. I think everyone started from a position of non-movement, non-motion. And just to apologize to all of you people who understand flywheels perfectly and well. If you do want, I did not explain it well, I'm sure. I'm just on the cuff here, just doing it. But I would refer you to actually Jim Collins' book, Good to Great. He talks about the flywheel concept in there. It's a great read for a lot of different concepts and purposes. And feel free if you find a video or some sort of an explanation. We'd love to have you send it to us either through email or our Facebook page. Yeah. Because I just love that concept that you're kind of using those principles we talked about to move yourself forward.
All right. So now your challenge here, the therefore what at the end of the podcast, is to join us and get a project that you're excited about over that finish line. Go make it happen. Figure out if it's just identifying that next action, exactly what you need to do to be able to make that happen. Just a very tiny project. But we want you to feel that momentum, and then we want you to report back and let us know. Come to the comments of this podcast. It's learndobecome.com/episode 9. You can leave it in the comments. Let us know which project you're finishing, because we are here to cheer for you and help support you. And if you want more help and you want to actually come on a call with us and be part of our webinar, and we'll help you move forward on a specific project, just come. There's a link at the bottom of the show notes page, or you can just go to learndobecome.com/step and sign up.
Yeah, that class is a lot of fun. We'd love to have you join us on the class. It's totally free, but we talk about 4 principles that really do help you organize and structure yourself and your approach so you can get these projects done seamlessly. So if that sounds of interest to you, we'd love to have you join us for that class. They're a lot of fun.
And I also made a video because a lot of people have been asking, well, how do you actually organize your projects? Where do you write them? How do you do it? And I've done it different ways. I've used lists, and now I use a digital resource. But if you want to actually see a video where I'll walk you through how I make that digital resource, how I make the list for my projects, we have that for you as well on the show notes page, the learndobecome.com/episode 9. So come check out the page. You can sign up, get the video, come join us at a class, come be part of our community, because this is so fun for us to be able to interact with you, because Eric and I sit here at our desk and we record the podcast, and we like to get feedback. We like to know that there's someone on the other side.
You make it sound like we just sit in this room all day long and that's all we do.
Not all day long, but
like, we talk to people in our Facebook group. We talk to people on some phone calls sometimes. Yeah. We do live Q&As. Like, we interact with people.
No, but
we're not just in this little room recording things.
I'm just talking about the podcast specifically. I like knowing that there's someone else listening, because I can see stats. I know that people out there listening. We don't always.
If you're listening to this right now, raise your hand so April can see you.
I just like to be able to interact with our podcast listeners.
So leave a comment, do something so that April knows that she's not just talking in a room by herself with me, because apparently that's not very fulfilling.
Well,
but we are so glad to have you on this episode. Thanks for making time to join us. Hopefully we have not used your time poorly, but we've helped maybe add some things that maybe a perspective or two that helps you realize, if I just change that or change my way of thinking about that, I would be able to move more of my projects across that finish line. Because that's what we really want, is to help you be able to get the things done that matter to you to make the life you want.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Have a great day.